During the plague, a frail man finds himself among a pile of corpses. They thought he was already dead. In desperation, he yells out, seeking spiritual consolation. The situation appears grim and desperate. But then, just as he is losing hope, he hears someone approaching in the distance. Milan, Italy, 1576. The city is collapsing under the weight of the plague. Trade has ceased. Streets lie empty. Doors are shut. Those with the means to flee, nobles, officials, even the governor, have abandoned the city. Those who remain keep their distance, unsure who will be next. Each night, the dead are carried out of St. Gregory's Hospital and cast into a great public pit. There are too many to bury, too many to name. One morning, in the gray stillness, a man begins to move. Slowly, he pulls himself upward from the heap of corpses. His strength is nearly gone. His voice barely rises above a whisper. He tries to call out, but there is no answer. No footsteps, no voices, only silence. At that time, the Archbishop of Milan was Charles Borromeo. Born into nobility, he held one of the most important positions in the church and had helped guide its reforms after the Council of Trent. When the plague broke out, he was not in Milan. He was in Lodi, outside the city. It was safer there. Many were relieved to know he was there. If the shepherd fell, the flock would be left without guidance. But inside Milan, the situation was worsening. The sick were abandoned. The dying had no one to hear their confessions. In their final moments, many were left without the sacraments. And beyond the hospital walls, the man still struggles to remain upright among the dead. With what strength remains, he lifts his head and cries out, "O my Father, for the love of God, let me receive the Holy Sacrament once more." This time, someone hears him. A priest stops. He has heard the cry. He sees the bodies, the decay, the danger, and he does not turn away. He steps forward, descends into the pit, and kneels beside the man. There, surrounded by death, he hears his confession, remains with him, and gives him the Holy Eucharist, viaticum, the food for the journey from this life to the next. Moments later, the man lies down again and dies, but not alone. That priest had not come on his own. He was following the path set before him. Across Milan, priests were entering infected homes, tending to the dying and bringing the sacraments to those who would otherwise perish without them. They had been called to it by Charles Borromeo. For Charles had not remained in safety. He returned to Milan. He organized the city with extraordinary care. Food was prepared and distributed daily, thousands of meals sent out to the poor. The sick were tended, the abandoned were sought out. Even those cut off from society were not left to suffer alone. He labored to preserve their lives. But to him, something greater was at stake. "It is not their bodies alone which are in danger of perishing," he told his priests, "but their souls." Many had fled for fear of death. Charles feared something else, that even one of his sheep might die without the grace of God. And so he did not merely command, he led. He called his priests to go where others would not, into infected homes, into places of death, into the final moments of those abandoned by the world. If it should please Almighty God that any of us should catch the infection and die, it would be a glorious end. He did not deny the danger. There is of necessity danger of health or life, but placed before them something greater. Shall we suffer ourselves to be overcome by the fear of death? In any case, we must die. Far better for us to abandon ourselves to God, entering upon this holy work for love of Him. And he asked nothing of them that he himself would not do. For Charles Borromeo walked among the sick. He entered the infected places. He gave the sacraments to the dying. He remained beside them in their final moments. recommending their souls to God until they breathed their last. And to those who followed him, he gave not only a command, but a promise. I will never forsake you. If any of you fall, I will attend to you myself. In a city filled with death, the dying were not alone. Charles Borromeo and his priests did not abandon their flock. They entered the places others feared and risked their lives for the sake of souls, for they were following their master. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for the sheep.